Ready when you are, CB. Do I start in Canada or Mexico?
We didn't do Animal Kingdom.
You really hate us? This is the 24 days of Dillo's Disney reviews. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and we have another edition here. Last month, November of 2025, we took a epic Walt Disney World meetup to the extreme. I got to change up these introductions sometimes. We had meals, we had attractions, we had experiences, and we wanted to dedicate enough time to all of those things, hence the 24 days of Dillo's Disney reviews.
We're here. We're back. It's happening.
We're here.
Again. We're here.
So, just as a tangent to get this started here, we're talking about Steakhouse 71 on this review. Just remember that, everyone. Steakhouse 71.
Some of these reviews will be about 5 minutes of reviews and 15 minutes of tangents, and some will be totally on point. You never know which will happen at the start of these.
Oh, the Dillo's Diz podcast. Like a box of chocolates we are. So we're driving home over Thanksgiving weekend, and it's a long drive, and we're talking about favorite Christmas songs, where they all rank, et cetera, et cetera. So the 9-year-old asks who our favorite Christmas character is from like a holiday special or anything like that, which I think is a good question. So I don't remember how Mrs. Dillo answered. Obviously, I'm blanking right now because I'm sure the 9-year-old was expecting her to say a bunch of Hallmark characters. But so the 9-year-old is talking about Rudolph and Mrs. Dillo says the elf from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Hermie. And so I talk about Yukon Cornelius for a second, and to this earlier reference, Mrs. Dillo says, "Oh, do you know who Daddy's favorite character is?" And the 9-year-old's like, "No," and she says, "It's the boy dressed as the octopus in Love Actually."
I mean, facts. That's a fact.
And nothing will make me laugh more than the scene in the back of the car in Love Actually. We're here.
We're here. If he is number one, who are your next four?
I did name Yukon Cornelius.
Frosty.
Frosty is probably, happy birthday.
Birthday.
I don't watch Frosty as much as, and I feel like sometimes it's harder to find in the streaming world these days, so that's part of it. I think Linus in Charlie Brown Christmas is up there for sure.
Kevin McAllister.
I talked about the old man in Home Alone actually, so that was up there as well. I didn't talk about Ralphie. We're not allowed to talk about Christmas Story in his house. So there's Mrs. Dillo, not a fan of Christmas Story. So
as you watch 24 hours of it every year.
I mean, I'm like, the marathon's on.
It's on. We're here.
So, yeah, who would yours be quickly since we're tangenting?
You know I'm not going to be able to do this quickly. I don't know.
Name one.
Kevin McAllister will have to be up there just for his facial expressions alone. Oh, my God. I don't know. No, there's no way I could do it. There's too many people going, but what about this person? Like, what... the whole scene in Love Actually, when I'm blanking on everyone's name now because I'm being put on the spot. But what's his name goes to the bar in Wisconsin. That whole scene is just hilarious. Like, we quote that scene all the time of just how they say everything, or it's just
bottle.
Random. Yeah. Oh, table. Same. Like, yeah.
Because she's the sexy one. And now with that sexy tangent towards Steakhouse 71 on Friday. On Friday morning of our meetup. So this is prior to our Kona Cafe lunch,
Right.
which was prior to the very Merry Christmas party. We had a delicious breakfast. Spoiler alert, it was delicious at Steakhouse 71 in the
Podcast over. It was delicious.
That
Go.
was it.
You can
Roll
go.
the credits. We were at Steakhouse 71 in the Contemporary Resort. It was Jen's first time at Steakhouse 71. I had partaken previously with Papa Dillo, which is also prior to a Polynesian Dole Whip. That's what you do on a Wednesday morning before a spring training game in 2023. Is you go to Steakhouse 71, and then you go to have a Dole Whip. I'm not responsible for anything that happened after that spring training trip, by the way.
A month. Uh-huh. By the way, you can't say partaken if you don't want me to go. And some pecan pie.
That's why I do it. Partake of the pecan pie. So there we go. Love Actually. It's a rom-com edition. We got Love Actually and When Harry Met Sally.
How many more will be named by the end?
And so that let's just start there, because part of the joy is going into the Contemporary. I don't think we do this enough. So anytime, we don't get to like walk into the lobby into the Contemporary the same way we do like the Polynesian or even Grand Flow sometimes, or the Boardwalk. And this is a Beach Club. This is something that we don't do enough. What is your thoughts as you enter the Contemporary? Do you think anything? Are you looking around? Are you taking in the sights? What happens as you approach the Contemporary?
It's this very weird split for me of this lobby, this hotel gives all the nostalgic vibes in that it just feels old, but in the best way. Like, so I love it for that, while also being like, I mean, we gonna do something with this? We gonna have, like, when you think of the lobby, like the Polynesian lobby, the Grand Floridian lobby, the Beach Club lobby, and you're thinking of what it's like to walk through those doors, and then you walk into the Contemporary and you're like, right, yeah. But again, the nostalgia for that old school Disney vibe is there. Therefore, it should never change because of that. But yeah, I don't know. But it is interesting how, like, we don't walk into that lobby often. I mean, when Steakhouse, and I will say Steakhouse 21 at some point, but for now I'll say 71, was the wave. I was like, where is this? What do you mean? I can't, because I'm not in that area. Like, I'll take the monorail to the Contemporary or something and then go up to California Grill or go somewhere else, but it's rare to like really be walking into the lobby.
Right, and that's what I was trying to think of. Like, we have video from 92 or 93 where we went before we went to see Top of the World, which is really the first time that we were over Broadway at the Top. It was Top of the World Lounge, but Broadway at the Top was the show. It was really, I felt like, the first time we parked over there and walked inside there, and so we have like that kind of video, the views from the top of the monorail, things like that. But then I was trying to think of like, okay, even I went to California Grill too when I lived there in the later 90s. Like, I still don't remember walking in to the lot. Like, I don't have that, and maybe it's just because it doesn't have that wow factor. I feel like it's more nostalgic now with how they've done some of the updates than having a wow factor back then. It's still such an odd entry point. You feel like you're going in sideways and not like arriving to the hotel. And so, if you're a Contemporary lover, like, I'm sure you're hating on everything we say right now, but it's not, it's just different.
Yeah. And again, it's nostalgic in the best way to me, but it does have a different feel, and it has that older hotel feel. There's a conference center. It has a conference hotel type feel to it when you walk in. But it's still, it gives the nostalgic Disney vibes, which we love.
Yeah, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still a monorail hotel. If you catch the monorail going into it, while you're walking up to it, you're like, you're in when you're there. for sure. You mentioned the wave. That was the last time that probably either one of us was
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, besides my breakfast with Papa Dillo, but together anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And the wave was popular for many. But what I didn't realize when you and I went to the wave was that there was a whole restaurant over there because we were just at the bar,
Yeah.
and I
Mm-hmm.
really thought it was the bar and the little, in carved out booths
Yeah.
around the bar, and that was it. I didn't
Yeah.
realize there was like a whole area going on.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went with Papa Dillo, that and it was like, and here's your seat, and it was like this huge room with all
Yeah.
these. I was like, what the heck is all this?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
So, and that to me, when the first thing about Steakhouse 71 that jumps out is it does in that way feel that nostalgia. Really, I feel like it's an old, what do I want to compare it to? Over at like Crystal Palace kind of
Mm-hmm.
vibe.
Yeah.
Like it just has that 70s feel inside
Mm-hmm.
there, which Steakhouse 71, it should have a 70s vibe, I guess.
That's true. But also, it's probably the roominess of it.
Hmm.
Like, I think that with a lot of the older hotels too, like Polynesian OG rooms or and probably the contemporary, like those rooms feel so much bigger
Yeah.
than newer hotel rooms because they were like, hold on, we can make these a little smaller and make way more rooms, in these resorts. So they started doing that. But in that same way, some of the restaurants, I mean, look at Ohana. That restaurant is huge and
Yeah, yeah.
takes up so much space. But that's how things were. It like everything had room and space to it. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of real estate in there.
Yeah.
I, in no surprise, got the exact same thing I ordered in 2023, which was the steak and eggs. I didn't order the Bloody Mary this time.
Hmm.
Just you get the nice little your own individual pot of coffee, and I'm happy with that at that
Hmm.
early in the morning. But for you, Jen, what was your experience with the menu?
I was like, how am I not going to have steak and eggs? Like,
Hmm.
especially for my first time there. There were other things on the menu that looked good. And I think Lewis had gotten the like seasonal pancakes
Oh yeah,
maybe.
the
And I was like,
pumpkin.
oh,
Yeah.
those look amazing. But I felt like I had to do steak and eggs being at this restaurant and it being my first time. So I did go that route. For the allergy, I could not do the sauce that was on it. So they got me, and I probably should have like taken the name or looked at the menu. But that's not what we do here, folks. So, but it is the sauce that they use with the steak during dinner. It's which is different, so they use that. That was so good. So I was like, I don't care what kind of sauce you use. So yeah, I did the steak and scrambled eggs.
So, I don't know how much you want to talk about this discrepancy. Uh, you ordered your steak one way, and it came back another way. Jeffers was mortified for you.
He was like, "Are you okay with that steak?" I'm like, "I'm fine, Jefferson." And it
No,
was
it's fine.
fine.
Everything's okay.
Everything's fine. No one say anything about anything and leave. It just everything's great. And honestly, it was like I was not like I can't eat this. It was a little on the rare side,
Hmm.
but except for one piece, and I think it was like the last piece of steak that I did not eat. It was not so rare that I was like, I cannot eat this.
Hmm.
It was fine. A little bloodier than I probably would have, ordered, but it's fine. So to me, still good. Dipped it in a little sauce, ate it with the eggs. Everything's good. So I personally was not affected, but I appreciate those at the table that were affected on my behalf, although also feel a little bit bad about that. But yeah.
So, because we're 7.5 years difference in age, you might not have any knowledge of this whatsoever. I feel like at some point in my childhood into my teenage years, Mama and Papa Dillo, they went from medium to medium well, or at least Mama Dillo did. That I felt like everyone ordered medium all the time, which I mean I guess is like a standard thing. Oh no, I just want a
Yeah.
medium, but somewhere along the line it shifted into medium well. Do you recall Do you have a timestamp for that one?
No, I would suspect it happened at the hibachi restaurant at some
Oh.
point when they were
Mm-hmm.
ordering their steak, hibachi steak. I would
Mm-hmm.
suspect. I also used to order medium all the time, but then I think I did find that sometimes if I said medium, they would go more on the pinky side and the
Mm-hmm.
rare side. So when I would do medium well, at least if it came back a little less than that, that was fine because then it would be medium, and so it was fine. And so that's like a trick
Right.
in my head that I think I.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's what happened for all four of us. I
Yeah.
think
Hmm.
is we all went to medium well, banking on it coming back medium. Now,
Right.
to say outside of like really rare, I can't. I mean, I have to think about it. I don't really. I'll eat it well done. I'll eat
Hmm.
it medium,
Yeah.
medium
Yeah.
well. I'll eat it medium. I'll eat it medium rare. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I
and,
mean, quite honestly, if anyone knows me and how I like to make choices and list things and all that, I don't care. Just give me the steak. I don't really care. But if you're making me choose, then here's what I choose. But yeah, I'm not unless it was burnt or just bleeding out. I probably would eat it. So it's fine.
no, and I think in the overall, again, it's such a great spot to have breakfast because it especially if you're like historical Disney, the artwork that they have on the
Hmm.
walls is amazing. Yeah, it has those nostalgic vibes,
Hmm.
and they're not rushing you out.
Yeah.
They'll give you the time. We got nice, even got coffee cups to go at the end, and I think it's one of the it's I think when it first opened, right, and because 2020 to 2021 is very muddy in my mind. I don't know if the wave never came back and it turned into Steakhouse
Hmm.
71. I don't remember what happened there, but I feel like maybe it was right out of the gate a place to get a reservation for, and then it took a step back. But I
Hmm.
think the value is great, and I think it's underrated in some ways. And I don't know if it's because it does feel a little older, old school in there that people
Hmm.
are like, "Oh, this is not the experience I'm looking for." But it's very classic Disney,
Hmm.
classic Walt Disney World.
Yeah. I mean, I think probably a mix of it being at the Contemporary
Hmm.
and it not being a character breakfast
Right.
is probably not you have Chef Mickey's in that hotel. I think if
Yeah.
people are going to the Contemporary, that's where they're probably gonna go first,
Yeah.
unless you are not interested in a character breakfast or you are staying at that resort or a neighboring resort. You may not seek out just like kind of like Sebastian's,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's similar in that way of if you don't really know about it, then you might not go that route.
Well, and similar, I guess we also talk about Ohana and Kona. I
Hmm.
guess you can make that's the parallel here, right? Is you got Chef Mickey's and Steakhouse 71 really matching up in your bracket against
Hmm.
Ohana
Yeah.
and Kona because they both Kona feels like it's in support of Ohana when you
Hmm.
can't get an Ohana reservation. That's how you feel about it.
Yeah.
I think that's a feeling that people have, and I think similar. I know even if I'm, which I barely ever am, but when I am, I never see Chef Mickey's on that 60-day window. That is something that everyone gobbles up first. Then the fallback is Steakhouse 71.
Yeah, and I am intrigued about like I think I've only done dinner at Chef Mickey's and the 11-year-old was 2 probably ish.
Mm.
So it's been a while. I would be interested to see how the breakfast is, but then I'm like if I'm going over there for a character breakfast, I want to go to Ohana.
That's right. And that's why I have never done Chef
Yeah.
Mickey's.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's like, no, it's Ohana. I mean, and even in some ways I find Grand Flow to have, I'm more interested in their character breakfast.
Mm,
And
yeah.
maybe it's a Fab Five thing. Not that there's anything wrong with the Fab Five at all.
Hmm.
But because you get a little bit more of a mix at Grand Flow, that would be my second choice over
Hmm.
Ohana if I'm, looking to spend a morning at one of the monorail resorts followed by the Magic Kingdom. Whether
Yeah.
I'm renting a car or not in that scenario, it's not important.
Right. I mean, I do like the location of Chef Mickey's because you have, you're waiting and you see the monorail come in and like,
Yeah.
that's cool. But yeah, and some people love it and go back all the time. And so it is interesting to see how, especially with the character breakfast, like how they all pair up, or match up. Is our Dillo's Madness this year going to be restaurants? Is that what we're gonna probably?
I don't talk about Dillos Madness. I'm trying to get away from it.
Oh, yeah, just, and here we listen. We also got away from any kind of Vlogmas or extra podcasts last year, and then here we are again. We're back. We always come back. We always come back to things.
But we had to. I wanted to talk more about these things than all the epicness that happened. We didn't go to Epic Universe, anybody on that meetup, but
We thought about it, so we'll just keep referring to this trip as epic instead.
but that will wrap up. Anything else you want to mention about Steakhouse 71, or?
No, just the fact that I can't not call it Steakhouse 21, even when I'm not trying to be funny about it. It just comes out because I think of Forever 21, I guess. I don't know where my head is. But again, another recommendation, I would say definitely check out Steakhouse 71. It's a good breakfast. You hop on the monorail and go over to Magic Kingdom. I mean, start your day. Start your day.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a good go-to and usually available too. So check that out. That will wrap up this review on the 24 Days of Dillo's Disney review, which feels like a Vlogmas, but it really isn't. Until next time, she's Jen. I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces. The Dillos Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snidillo Studios. Dillos Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit dillosdizresort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillos Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, DillosDiz.com. Dillos Diz Podcast 2025.